Hi everyone, how are you? I am here with a new video, and when I say new, it isn't just, hot off the press. It's actually something that I've never done before, but I was feeling the calling to do it, and I don't know if it's because my grandmother passed away last week, but something came over me and just said, you really need to do like a connection with spirit, with lost loved ones. It could even be somebody who is still on the earth living, but maybe you've lost touch with them. Maybe there's some sort of an estrangement. Okay. And so this is going to be really, I don't know what it's going to be. And by the way, Pip was just here. So if you saw that little movement in the background, that was my little cat. She wanted to pop in for a minute. But I don't, since I've not done this before, I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go. So it should be interesting. But this is a pick a card. And I have, called in archangels for protection. I have, sage, done all the typical things, only asked, entities of the light to be here that have messages. And so, since this is something that could be specific, I don't know if I'm going to channel spirits or have specific information that comes in, if it's going to be spirit guides or just a collective message, right? So, take anything that resonates and toss what doesn't. You may want to watch all three. I am going to timestamp this, but you might want to watch all three just to see if something comes through. So, keep in mind if it is something very specific coming through, obviously that was meant for someone else, and perhaps the next time if I do this again, something will come through for you instead. So, I would love to hear your feedback on whether you like this, if it resonates, if you get something that's you feel is a specific message for you. I would love confirmation of that. I would love to know that. Again, I don't know how this is going to go, so we're just going to roll with it and see. So before we get started, I am going to just walk through the cards that I'm using like I always do. And I don't list them down below like some readers. I don't, unfortunately don't have the time to do that. And I don't know if people really even care. But obviously, if you are interested, you want to know about a specific deck, please comment below and I'm happy to provide clarification. Or if you follow me on social media, on Facebook or Instagram, that information is down below as well. You can send me a private message and ask about the decks. So I'm happy to share that information if you would like. So what we're going to use here is the Light Seers Tarot, which has this backing, okay? We're going to use, I'm very excited about this, the Past Life cards, the Past Life Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Brian Weiss. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but just to kind of see if there's anything that comes through with the tarot is my intention with the tarot card and with the past life, maybe specific about this person, either what they're doing in this life, if they can provide some confirmation for you of some symbols or signs you've been getting, that's kind of what we're really geared towards. If there's a message that can come through, or confirmation of a specific sign that shows that, hey, I see this all the time. Is that them sending me a message? And maybe that would give you some confirmation. So that's sort of what the goal of today is. I'm also using the Talking to Heaven mediumship cards by Doreen Virtue, James Von Prague. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but they look like this on the back. So those are the ones that are on the front of the top. I just love the beautiful, it's like the Stairway to Heaven. Okay. This, I believe, is the Angel Oracle cards. This was the very first deck that I ever started using. It was right around this time, 4 years ago. I believe they're out of print now, but this is just a beautiful deck by Doreen Virtue that I love. And again, it was a great one to get started on. So if you happen to find one, that you can find used that is reasonably priced, it might be worth checking out. Let's see. This is the Spirit Messages Daily Guidance Oracle deck by John Holland. I think there was one of these that 2 of these wanted to come out, so we'll see. We've got Signs from Spirit Love Oracle by Mystic Moon, and her Mystic Moon as well, her charm cards. So let's get started. I'm very excited here, guys. Oh, before we do the timestamp, I want to show you, you probably saw the picture on the preview, but I have heart-shaped crystals here as your choices. So crystal number 1. I thought, a lot of times I have this the way where you guys can see it. Let's see if we can lean it out here. Yeah, that's not really showing well, is it? Sorry, guys. And you can see I've got this was in one of my videos as well. This is the barrel, that my best friend got me for Christmas, and her daughter-in-law made it. So if you're interested in finding any more about that, let me know. I'll try to paste that information down below as well. But if I forget, please reach out if you want to know. So we have a blue onyx heart. Okay, so this is really beautiful. We have blue onyx. We have labradorite. Look how shiny that is. It's one of my favorite crystals. And we have rhodochrosite. So they're all hearts. So you've probably already, chosen one based on the picture, but just take a minute. And now we're going to get started here. This fell off. All right, there we go. That goes with number 3. And again, I pre-shuffled, but I have not seen these cards, so, forgive me. It may take a minute for me to just collect my thoughts and for the channel to come through. So, again, this is the blue onyx, number 1. Oh. Sorry, this is just, whatever this is, anybody that passes is tragic, obviously, but this just feels. So the tarot card that came out was 3 of Swords, which is honestly probably the most painful card in the deck. So I feel like this person, their passing was completely unexpected, and it felt like a betrayal. And so what I'm getting, it's either, it's one of 2 things potentially. You either felt betrayed by God because this person was taken too soon, or this person took their own life, potentially. Or they had some sort of a, black hole they were going down, like an addiction, a darkness, a depression, because we have this mystery. It's kind of like, hey, like you've been shining this light to them, and you tried to save them and you couldn't. Almost looks like a UFO out here. So I don't know if you've seen, potentially, like you go out at night and you look for like signs in the stars, but if you see like any kind of objects that, not necessarily, anything, it doesn't have to be a UFO. There might be like drones around. There might be just some sort of a sign that like you see stuff in the sky and you're like, what the heck is that? Or flashes of light. And, if that's resonating, then that is confirmation that that's a message from this person. I'm getting that we have, for the past life card, we have monk or nun. So I feel like this person potentially was on a spiritual path, and maybe you were on a spiritual path together. And so that's where the betrayal comes in even further. It's like, hey, I don't understand how this happened. Again, just that 3 of Swords energy is just, you can see it's very, very dark and painful. And so there's that aspect of it. It could also be that you've been going, or potentially after they passed, I guess maybe not right now with the pandemic, but you may have, sought comfort from the church, from some sort of religious figure to help you make sense of this. You may kneel and you may pray at night, to try to connect with them. And so that's confirmation that they are feeling that, they sense that, they are there, because it says, I am just a thought away. So if you are, in fact, trying to connect to them that way, this is confirmation that is happening. So the angel card that we got is clairsentience. So Notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. I feel like in this situation that you are probably picking up on physical sensations, emotions. You might have like a pang, like, um, you know, maybe in the manner that they passed, you might feel something. You might have feelings come over you, wash over you out of nowhere that you don't necessarily feel like are yours. And it may, be confirmation that that's this person expressing their remorse, that spirit energy, connecting with you. And let's see, this is the charm cards that came out. We got locket, which is sentimental. So you may very well have found a locket, or they gave you a locket. Maybe it has their picture in it or your picture together. And this is just confirmation, where you may find one, maybe you weren't aware that it existed. I'm getting the sense, like I said, I'm picking up, it doesn't have to be. So again, take anything that resonates. I mean, if you're just watching this reading right now and the locket piece, none of this else resonates, but the locket is confirmation for you, take that. Okay. Even if it's like a grandmother and it's like their locket and she gave me her locket, yes, like take it. But predominantly what I was picking up on was some sort of a heartbreak. Like I feel like maybe a romantic situation, like a spouse, or someone that you a friend, something you cared very deeply about. So, that's what I'm picking up on. But there may just be sentimental items, that photographs, but again, the locket is very specific. So if that resonates for you. And so the message that spirit has for you, whether it be from this person who's passed or your spirit guides or the divine, however you want to take it, is let go. Okay. And it says, once you let go of the outcome, you'll be able to release all the emotional constraints that have held you back in the past. Trust in the higher good and guidance of spirit, as we have only your best intentions at heart and will do everything in our power to protect you. So this is kind of like, see how, like, for me, when I'm taking this as like the leaves that are falling off the hands, right? That they're so vibrant and they're full of life. And, as they're changing colors, eventually they're going to fade away and they're going to disappear and die. And it's the cycle of life and death. I feel like you're having trouble letting go of the vitality, that someone so young potentially, or who had so much, no matter what their age was, so much life left ahead of them. And so there's this feeling I'm getting of like feeling robbed, like a mystery, like, I feel like you are a person, probably of faith, be it, a traditional Christian religion aspect, or just a spirit, right? However, whatever aspect you believe in, I feel like you have very strong faith, and I feel like this happening has shaken you to the core and kind of left this hole, like, how could this happen, right? And so what they're saying is letting go and just knowing that this is a part of the cycle of life. And as heartbreaking as this is, and you may not understand now, but it was that person's time. So also, know and trust that you are communicating with them. They are hearing your thoughts, they are feeling you, and they are communicating back. When you get certain feelings wash over you, things of that nature, it is real, it is valid, and it's not your imagination, is what I'm getting. And to keep, I'm getting back, let go of this anger and this resentment. Oh, look who's back. This anger and this resentment that's there, understandably, and that's left a hole in your heart and a void in your existence. I feel like turning to your faith is more critical than ever right now. And through that, when you connect back to, through prayer, through Reiki, whatever it is, however you connect to the higher dimensions and the higher realms, that person's just a thought away, and it becomes, easier to surrender and get out of this energy and get into more, this higher vibrational energy, that where your heart can be healed by the divine. So I hope that resonated for you, number one. I know that was a very, I definitely felt that, and I guess what I was expecting, but yeah, whew. All right, number two. Number two is the gorgeous Labradorite. Hello, Pip. Do you want to say hi? Do you want to? I'm hoping she'll squeak for everybody. Hello. She never does this. I don't, it must just be, again, like the animals are very in tune to spirit, so this is pretty awesome. Okay. Let's see what we've got for number two. Ooh. Wow, this is unbelievable. Sorry, I'm just blown away. I'm just blown away already by the cards and how they're connecting to, I mean, especially for my first time doing this, it's just amazing. So number two, if you chose number two, I am not getting, I'm not getting that this person passed. I am getting that this is a love connection. This is maybe somebody that you've deemed as a twin flame, soulmate, past life bond. But obviously you are not together. There are things that are left unsaid, and it has ended, and it may be what you believe to be kind of the final scenario, right? And so there's been a lot of devastation about that. So what I'm getting with the tarot card we have is the Sun, which is it's one of the happiest cards in the deck, right? And so I feel like this person I feel like they awakened you. I feel like they led you back to the light, and they completely changed your world. They've led you to look, this light is beaming down into her head, like her crown chakra. It's like, they've connected you to the all. And what else do we have besides, that's making me think that, right? We've got from the past life, we've got love life. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't make it up. Love life, the Sun. And also, we are so connected. We are so connected. So it's like this bond, the telepathy, the communication, the dreams, I mean, the higher dimensional communication, right? The 5D stuff. There's this bond, this inexplicable past life bond. It goes beyond, see the past life cards. This is not just like a love life card that would come out in another deck, right? This is the past life deck. So there's a past life bond here. You were connected beyond dimensions, and they have awakened you in this life. So what I'm getting here, let me see what this says. Yeah, okay. So I think what's happened, though, is that you've gotten carried away with the fairy tale of, this is supposed to go a certain way. We're supposed to unite in this life. You've got carriage in the fairy tale. Okay. It's like the Cinderella, right? And carriage, to me, it's like carried away. It's like the same kind of a sound as far as the words. So there's, in your mind, you're waiting for them to come in and swoop in, and they've probably not admitted feelings or come back or whatever. And what needs to happen here is that Spirit is saying, you have to be connected to the all and in your own energy, and let go of holding on too tightly to this fantasy, right? What I'm getting here for the signs from Spirit Love Oracle, this person, there's a gnome here. So gnomes, garden gnomes could have been an inside joke for you and your person. Again, a very specific message. Take what resonates. but they're veered. So, if you're a woman watching, your person that you are connected to with this deep bond, they may have a beard, but this says maturity. And so for me, what I'm getting is this fairy tale is out here, but this person is not mature enough. And that's why you are not together. That's why you are in some sort of separation. That's why you're not reuniting, right? So they've given you this beautiful gift. They've awakened you. There's a past life bond. You're so connected. You still feel their energy. What the message Spirit is giving me to give to you right now from the angel cards, remember who you are. Okay? Archangel Michael. So call on Archangel Michael if this is resonating for you. Archangel Michael is also, I believe, the archangel who oversees the twin flame bond and twin flame union. So you are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. And so, remember who you are. This person led you back to your divinity, right? Your divinity, oneness. There's no such thing as separation, okay? So it's the fairy tale that's holding you back and waiting for this person to grow up and show up, right? So you've got to get to a point where you completely surrender to this and just, embrace with gratitude what they've done for you. But I feel like that fairy tale energy is sabotaging you from moving forward. Okay, it's like you're staying stuck in the past. So this is the self-sabotage card. And it says, when you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. So that inner voice, when you get out of your own way, I mean, again, it's this fairy tale, the fantasy. And I, this is really resonating for me very strongly. You have to let go of the fairy tale, right? If this person isn't ready, if they aren't showing up for you, you can't keep putting your life on hold for years, right? You get to this point where it's like, you're so grateful for this person and the bond is still there. You still feel the energy, but you surrender to God. And I made a joke, like I made a joke lately to people, like I've made Jesus my boyfriend, right? When I feel that overwhelming love and connection, wash over me, that for the longest time I attributed to my twin flame, I've started attributing it to angels and Jesus and God, and that's really changed my perspective and my ability to anchor this energy and not just be overwhelmed and think, oh my God, this person's gonna contact me or they're thinking about me or whatever. It's like sometimes it's inevitable and you feel that and you get images in your head and you're like, okay, that's definitely that person. But when you attribute it, 80% of the time to God and to angelic realm, it completely changes and gets you out of your head, right? Thinking, oh my God, this, and maybe they're thinking about me, what they're doing. No, you have to remember who you are, and who you are is a co-creator with God. And when you're a co-creator with God, you should not accept crumbs. You should not accept games. You should not accept being someone's option, versus someone's, everything. And if that person isn't mature enough or they're not wanting the same things as you, yes, it's heartbreaking, but you can't stay stuck in that energy. And right, so if you are in this type of an energy, you are going to attract in something of this type of energy. Somebody who is ready to show up for you, somebody who's ready to give you everything you want, but you can't hold on to a fairy tale and sit around and wait for somebody to swoop in for you. You've got to do your own thing. Focus on your passions, your mission, your work with spirit, your growth, your healing. It's never ending, right? But anything that brings you joy, and I can tell you, sitting around and waiting for somebody to show up and they don't, that's not joy. That's not joy, and it's maddening, and so you can't keep sabotaging yourself, you know, staying connected to them, you know, waiting for them to message you or hoping that when you post something on social media that they acknowledge it. You know, that is not this energy at all. That's self-sabotage energy, right? And so you can't be afraid to let someone go. You know, if you're twin flame, you can't cut the cord ever, but you can manage it, right? You don't have to be connected to somebody in 3D. And put up with that type of self-sabotaging behavior and painful triggering. You can remove yourself. You've got to love yourself enough to remove yourself from the situation. And if that person is meant for you and meant to show up for you, and they're going to grow up and they are going to come forward, they will in their own time. And you know, there's whatever's meant for you, you can't mess up, and it's not going to go anywhere. So I hope that resonated for you all. That was actually a very beautiful message. So now we're going to move on to number 3. Okay, number 3 is the rhodochrosite. So let's see. So I'm getting a couple of different messages here. A couple of different energies, I should say. So the tarot card is the King of Pentacles. And you can see he's kind of an older man, smiling, and he's got his dog there. It almost looks like a wolf. So if a wolf is a totem for you, you might want to take that as a sign. You know, when I first pulled the King of Pentacles, I was thinking like father energy, okay? Especially with the older vibe here. This man, in the past life cards, we've got the art, so, and with a guitar on it. So he may have been a musician or been into the arts, or, you know, something during his career, he may have been very artistic. I feel like with this one, I do feel like this person has probably passed. I'm not getting a vibe like in the second one that they're still alive. But again, you know, if this is a separation from a romantic person, you know, you may want to take those messages, who's still living, you may want to take some of these messages that are coming, because I'm also getting a romantic vibe too, in addition to the father energy. But we've got You're Never Alone, and there's a lighthouse here. So this might be relevant for you if you live, you know, like on the East Coast. I think that's where they have, like Massachusetts and those areas, they have a lot of lighthouses, and maybe even up like Lake Erie area. But that might be something that you and your father, maybe when you were younger, you would go visit these, and you take, you know, this is like a fond memory that you have. So, you know, take that. You might have watched sunsets. You can see like there's like the rainbow in the sky. This person, you may see rainbows in the sky and attribute it to them. And if you do, and if that resonates, then take that as that is their way of giving you signs. For the angel card, we've got courage. Be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. I'm getting that this person, again, father energy coming through, but they're extremely proud of you, extremely proud of your strength. Like you may have ended up, you know, maybe putting yourself through school, just working really hard, and, you know, creating your own foundation. You know, if you're not married or with somebody, you may be like a single mom, just getting this energy that you're very hardworking and you've done so much for yourself, and they're very, very proud of you. Um, I'm also getting that, you might be contemplating going back to school or changing careers. And I think, if you're looking for a sign for that, that would be a confirmation that that's something that you should be doing. You may also see blue butterflies. Um, there's books here. Yeah, that's because of the studying. But blue butterflies could be another sign that you attribute to this person. So the study card says, Spirit has its own special way of letting you know that it's time to study again. From time to time, it's important to go back and learn, whether that's learning old things in a new way or learning something totally new. This is an opportunity to expand your mind. So that's a really beautiful card. You may have nostalgia. In addition to the lighthouse, I'm getting to kind of like a Michigan vibe, like with the like I was saying, the Great Lakes earlier. Like you may have used to, like when you were younger, go to the lighthouse, like go watch like these. Because I can picture, I can't remember. Was it Saginaw? There was a really cool town I went to a few years ago, several years ago actually now, probably like 20 years ago, up in Michigan, and they had this like cool. It wasn't Mackinac, but it had this real like quaint vibe, and there was water nearby, and they had these little shops, like they have a lot of fudge and stuff up there. But you may have like done this, like the thing might have been like to go do this and like look at like get ice cream cones, and this is specifically, it looks like chocolate, and it says taste, but ice cream. So if that is resonating for you, just know that that is a special memory that I get, again, getting a father energy, that they loved to share those moments with you. You may have also seen swans on the water. That might be a symbol that you attribute a swan or any type of a white bird, that when you see them, it reminds you of this person. Okay, and so I also am getting, with the King of Pentacles, it's potentially, this could have been a spouse, um, or somebody you had a really like deep, long-term relationship with. But a king is typically a husband, a provider, somebody that, again, is just like that stability, that foundation, right? So you very well may have, some of the things that I was just saying have resonated. I'm getting like maybe they proposed on the water. Maybe that, the swan is also, there are birds that mate for life. But what's interesting and unfortunate, that's not interesting, I should say, but I guess with the messages that are coming through, swans, I think they mate for life. And this one's alone. So that's telling me this could be a widow situation, but that maybe you shared some romantic memories or dinners, and had this type of a view. And again, like they may have proposed to you in this manner. They may have had like a serenade. They may have like played guitar for you. There's a piano here too. That might have been something special that they did for you. Or you, vice versa, maybe you play and sing songs for them now still, and if that's resonating, they hear you, and they are getting those messages. Again, they are admiring your courage and your strength, and the tenacity. I mean, she's a warrior. That, if you have become a widow, they're so proud of you. And this is Archangel Ariel. So just know that you could call that Archangel when you do feel like you need strength and you're brought to your knees and you're lost. Again, you are never alone. And it's interesting too, this was the one, remember I mentioned in the beginning, if you saw that, where there were two cards from the spirit messages that wanted to come out. So I felt like the study one was more related probably to the father. There's a love one that came out. Okay, so that's where we're getting with the husband energy. Let's see what the love one says. Oh, and there's white birds on here. You can't make this stuff up, guys. Okay. And that also looks like, oh no, that's a flower. And there's music notes. Oh my God, I just got chills. There are music notes, and then we have the piano and the guitar. Wow. Okay. But I was gonna say carnelian. You might want to work with that crystal, because I thought that's what that was at first. But it looks like a lotus flower almost, or a carnation. Okay, love is the foundation of your existence. and you're just as worthy of receiving as you are of giving and love and compassion. While love can be a beautiful emotion, it is equally a form of energy that propels you through life. So, what I'm getting is, because this saying, you're just as worthy of receiving as you are of giving love. So, I'm getting a situation where maybe you are widowed and you've been afraid to move on. You just like, I can't ever imagine being with anyone else. Um, I'm just going to be there for my kids, or my family, and it's equally, it's saying it's a form of energy that propels you through life. It's like you're courageous and you're strong and you're like this warrior, but it's like, let your guard down and let this, all these, you don't have to fly solo the rest of your life. You've got all these other, and again, no one can compare to this person you lost. But if you were feeling this guilt, or like, how could I possibly, like, you were going to betray them if you tried to move on? This is a message and confirmation that they want you to move on, and they want you to make beautiful memories with someone else, and allow yourself to receive that love, because you deserve it. You don't deserve to be, and this is the loyalty. It's like you've got this loyalty, that this darkness around you, because you're loyal to them, and you're like, I can't open myself up to anyone else. And they're saying that it may be time, you know um, eventually, to do that, to open up to other possibilities, and not to be alone, and to just honor the memories you had, um, but know that you can make beautiful memories with someone else, right? Even if it's not replacing them, it's not, you're not forgetting about them, but you're living your life, and that's what they want you to do. So I hope that resonated, and I hope that helped you. All who, if you've watched all of these, I hope you were able to get some sort of peace and comfort from those messages. And if you enjoyed this reading, then and it's something you'd like to see me do more often, please comment below. Please contact me. I enjoyed giving those messages, and I feel like that some of them were very powerful. So I hope that was helpful. Take care, everybody.